This is my daily routine. Every day, I wake up at 7 o'clock. I stay in bed for 1 minute and then I get up. First, I make my bed. Then I open the curtains and let the light in. I brush my teeth. Then I wash my face. It makes me feel fresh and awake. And then I put on moisturizer. Yes, I put on moisturizer. Then I make a cup of coffee. I usually drink it slowly in the kitchen. Then I let my dog out to play in the garden. I open the window and enjoy the fresh air. Then I make a simple breakfast. I usually have something light and easy. I check my phone while I have breakfast. I read my messages and look at the news. Then I feed my dog. He gets very excited when he sees his food. Then I organize my wardrobe. I put my clothes in the right place. I comb my hair and get ready to go out. I put on a little makeup. Then I check myself in the mirror. I think I look good. I put my things in my bag. Then I leave the house. I tie my dog's leash to a tree outside. I keep an eye on him while I get my coffee. I go to a local coffee shop to grab a coffee. I like starting my morning there. I buy my coffee and leave the coffee shop. Then I go back to my dog outside. Today I have to return a parcel, so I go to the post office. I take the parcel with me and wait in line. I give the parcel to the person at the counter, and she gives me a receipt. I put the receipt in my bag, just in case. Then I go to the shopping center. The shopping center is big and busy. There are many people walking around. I walk around and look at a few shops. Then I go into a clothes store. I look at a few shirts and blouses. I check the prices and see if I like anything. The clothes are beautiful and stylish. After that, it is time to go to a bookshop. I want to look at some books and maybe buy one. Then I take my dog to the park so he can play. He runs around and has a great time. I throw the ball and he chases it. Then he brings it back to me and we play again. I like watching him play. He looks very happy when he runs around. Now we are back home. It's great to be back home again. I take off my shoes. Then I take off my dog's leash. After that, I make a quick lunch. I don't cook anything special, just something simple and easy. I make a simple veggie lunch with lettuce, tomato, and some cheese. I like veggie food because it feels light and fresh. Veggie means vegetarian, so there is no meat in this food. I eat my lunch, and my dog looks at me. He already had his food, but he still wants some of mine. Then I clean the table and put everything in the sink. I like to tidy up after I eat. After that, I wash the dishes and clean the table. Then the kitchen looks nice and tidy again. Now it's time for my yoga class. I change my clothes and get ready to leave. I walk in and speak to the receptionist. I say hello and tell her I'm here for the yoga class. Then I see my friend Mia at the door. We hug, have a quick chat, and go into the yoga class together. During the yoga class, we sit on our mats. We stretch our arms and legs. We breathe slowly. I feel calm and relaxed. After the yoga class, Mia and I leave together. We go to a coffee shop to have a drink and relax for a bit. We talk about different things like work, family, and our plans for the weekend. We talk and laugh together. Then we hug again and say goodbye. Mia takes the bus home, and I start walking back. I'm back home again, and my dog is so happy to see me. He runs to the door and wags his tail. Now it's time for a shower. I take off my clothes and get into the shower. I take a warm shower and feel fresh again. It helps me relax after a long day. Then I blow dry my hair. It takes a few minutes, but my hair feels clean and nice. Then I do the laundry. I put the clothes in the washing machine. After that, I hang them up to dry. Now it's time to work for a bit. I do some online work on my laptop. Now it's time for dinner. I make something simple, but healthy. I make chicken salad with chicken, lettuce, tomatoes, cucumber, and a little cheese. I also add some olive oil and lemon juice. It's so delicious. Now it's time for a cuppa. A cuppa means a cup of tea. I make my tea and sit on the sofa. Then I relax for a while. My dog comes and lies on the sofa next to me. I pet him, and he really likes it. Now it's time to watch a TV series. I sit on the sofa and get comfortable. I always read a couple of pages before I go to bed. It helps me relax and sleep better. Now it's time to go to bed. I set my alarm, turn off the light, and go to sleep.
Thanks for watching. You can download the PDF worksheet for this lesson at www.englishfrenzy.com. The link is in the description below. The worksheet includes all the phrases from today's lesson, along with simple definitions, extra examples, pronunciation notes, and practice activities you can do on your own.